Stupid neighbors.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am your moderator, Ace, and of course, we are joined tonight by none other than the one, the only Chris P. Bacon. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. How's everybody doing tonight?
You know what? I'm fantastic. Dragon Viper, how about yourself?
You know, I am doing okay. I did a lot today, but still doing well. So,
you know what? No harm in that, right? So, as we know, Sunday nights is between the ropes. We come on, we break down Raw, we break down SmackDown, and we just kind of talk about anything that we see fit that we think might surprise a few people. And there was actually a few things that as I'm watching, I have these thoughts running in my head that I'm kind of curious where these interesting things are going to go. But before we get into that, how about we just start out with a little Monday Night Raw. So Dragon Viper, go ahead and lead us on in there to the opening of Monday Night Raw and the first match that took place on Monday Night Raw.
Okay, the first match that took place on Monday Night Raw was Veer and Shanky versus Drew McIntyre, with the winner being Drew McIntyre by disqualification because of Jinder Mahal.
And you know what's kind of interesting about this? I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but you see all these people out here that are kind of complaining about Drew McIntyre going up against Jinder Mahal. Like, people are out there saying that right now that WWE is wasting Drew McIntyre because they right now they have him going against a mid-carder and Jinder Mahal. But before we go into that, I do want to welcome in Mr. William Hudson. How you doing tonight, my man? I hope things are going great for you. Absolutely. So go ahead and let your friends know to come in and join us. We're ready for it. All right. But I mean, to me personally, I've always said that I've never been a huge Drew McIntyre fan. I just never really have. He's been in the title picture for so long. Him and Lashley, they kind of went at it for a long time. It was time to change things up a little bit. Am I surprised that he's going up against Jinder Mahal? I mean, yeah.
He has not better else to do right now. So, I mean.
Well, but when you think about it, though, there are other people that you can actually foresee him going up against.
Yeah.
Other than Jinder Mahal. I mean, Dragon Viper, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think?
What I think, yeah, I totally agree. There's other people he can go against. I mean, people like Sheamus, bring some of you have newer talent on there like Damian Priest, have him, go against McIntyre to, learn a little bit more in the ring, I mean, Drew McIntyre's in a way a veteran in the business, and have him work with some of these guys that are coming in. Jinder Mahal really isn't one of those type of guys that I would like to see him go against. So,
well, this is the interesting thing when you completely think about it. When you think about it in general, people are actually shocked. Like, when you look at all these releases that WWE is doing, I think they're really surprised. I've seen a lot of people actually come out and say, why in the world is Jinder Mahal still there? But all these other guys like Braun Strowman and The Fiend and all these other guys are getting released. But when you think about it personally, WWE has come out and said it's got to do with a lot of budget cuts. And it could be, but think about kind of what they're doing with the whole developmental brand right now with NXT. They're changing it to a developmental brand. That's
Yeah.
what it's going to be now. They're no longer going with like the Samoa Joes and the Finn Balor and the Mandy Roses. It's going to simply be the developmental brand aspect of it. That's what they're going back to on the NXT stage. So Vince McMahon, they came out and made a quote and said, no more, and I hate the word he said, no more midgets, no more 35-year-old guys or 36-year-old guys. It's going to be about young guys. So
because he wants young and big, young guys, big guys. I mean, his main thing is big guys. So, and he'll push them as much as he
absolutely.
can.
I can understand that. He just should have worded that better.
Well, no, and I completely agree with you on that. Wording is everything, because if you come out here and you start talking about, no more midgets, what exactly does that mean? I mean, what exactly does that mean? That's going to offend some people. But anyways, going away from that, Chris, what was your overall thoughts on this match between Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal?
I guess it was a good opening match. I thought it was kind of funny where at the end of it, it was like instead of, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, it was a sword versus a chair.
Yeah, but
I mean,
yeah, but
but overall, it was an okay match.
Yeah, I can tell you now though that there's no way that Jinder Mahal is going to beat Drew McIntyre in the match. There's no way. I just don't foresee that happening at all. In the end, Drew McIntyre is going to end up picking up the victory, and Drew McIntyre is going to keep his momentum going, and then eventually he's going to get right back in the title picture again. This Veer and Shanky thing is kind of like before Veer and Shanky debuted with Jinder Mahal. Did you guys even know who Veer and Shanky were? I had, to be perfectly honest with you, I had no idea who Veer and Shanky were. I didn't know anything about them. And then they kind of came in with Jinder Mahal, and I'm like, who are these guys? But it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. But Dragon Viper, go ahead and take us into that next match.
The next match was Ripley versus Nia Jax, with the winner being Ripley.
Go ahead and tell us your thoughts on that match.
My thoughts, it was an okay match. I mean, nothing real special on either of the females' part. The only thing towards the end is I do see, I mean, it's already starting with Jax and Baszler actually falling apart. I mean, they're getting to the point now, they don't have a middleman like Reggie anymore to blame. They have themselves, and so now they're starting to blame each other on the losses, and it's already starting as Baszler walked away while, Jax got beat up again by Ripley. So it's already starting.
That's been a long time coming.
Well,
Because if you remember forever, we've always came out and said, when is it that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler were going to split up? And right when Reginald got in the middle of everything, you could kind of see it kind of fuming a little bit. The water was kind of boiling, and you're like, okay, at some point it's going to end up exploding, and then they're going to end up feuding. And that's pretty much what you're seeing now. Is you're finally seeing it. And I'll tell you what, this is actually kind of a match that I've kind of been wanting to see. Because now you're going to kind of see which woman is more dominant. Is it going to be Nia Jax? Is it going to be Shayna Baszler? I've never been a really big fan of Shayna Baszler. I've never really been a big fan of Nia Jax. But when the match happens, which one am I going to go for? I don't know. Maybe the more experienced than Nia Jax. But Crispy Bacon, what do you think of this match overall?
I agree. It was kind of okay match. And I think with the feud going on between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, it wasn't just if it was going to happen, but when. And I think we're, like you said, we're starting to see the cracks start to form, so to speak, and maybe SummerSlam or the next pay-per-view down the line. I don't know, but it's coming.
Oh, it's happening. It's definitely happening. You can see it now. It's just, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when is it going to happen.
Right.
But Dragon Viper, let's jump into that next match of the night here.
The next match was Mason T-Bar versus Ali and Mansoor, with the winners being Mason T-Bar.
You know what? And this is kind of where I'm actually excited about it, because I can say for like when we had talked about it before, I've kind of came out and said, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of Retribution when they were there, but I'm actually kind of becoming a fan of Mason T-Bar. I think that they're actually a fairly decent tag team to where I can actually see them ending up getting a push. And overall, I thought that this match was decent. You know, I thought it was a good match. Mansoor and Ali, they make a good tag team. I thought it was interesting, though, that they ended up putting them against Mace and T-Bar when Ali was kind of that leader before they split up. I thought it was kind of interesting that they went there. I think Ali and Mansoor, I think they actually make a good tag team. You know, Mansoor is talented. Before coming to the actual, like, the big stage on WWE and being in NXT for a while, I wasn't like a huge fan, but I'll tell you, I am starting to like Mansoor a little bit more. I am, because I'm starting to see his in-ring talent, and I like it. What do you think, Dragon Viper?
About this match or about what you were saying?
Just overall with Mansoor and Ali, and then the match in general.
Yeah, Ali. Yeah, I agree. Mansoor and Ali, they make a great team right there. You know, and I see them. I don't really see them anything higher than a mid card, though. Honestly, I mean, you know, they are talented. They are very talented, but I don't see them anything higher than that. And Mason T-Bar, I mean, even this match, you know, I'm surprised Mason T-Bar haven't gotten further. You know, they gave the Viking Raiders, you know, a tag title opportunity, and yet Mason T-Bar have been going and going. So I don't understand with Mason T-Bar being, you know, pretty big guys that they haven't even had a chance for a tag title shot yet. And I think that would be a better opponents for Omos than the Viking Raiders were. So, yeah, overall this match was good. And, I mean, it was kind of quick, but it was good. And I was glad to see Mason T-Bar win it.
It was quick and good, but we have a few comments that are rolling in here that I'm going to answer these quick. So Amy saying that she's watching tonight. She's watching from the living room. Go ahead and welcome her in. Welcome to the show. And then, of course, William Hudson is talking about Nia Jax. He's saying that she is the dominant female. They should really turn her into the female Yokozuna character. She's believable. And you know what? Maybe they should do that. And you know what? They may. But however, with the things that WWE are doing now, who knows exactly the route that they're going to go. She could be that person. She could be that dominant female athlete and the female wrestler. But right now, you're just not seeing it. You're just not. Hopefully we'll get there. But Chris, what do you think?
No, I'm glad for Mason T-Bar. I think they're trying to work them up the ladder, so to speak, and maybe at some point down the line and give them a tag team championship title run. Not sure if it's gonna, you know, have an end result of a title victory, but I think they're gonna work them up.
You know who we have not seen for a while, speaking and thinking about Retribution and all that, is Reckoning. We actually haven't seen her for quite some time. I just thought about that.
From my understanding, I don't remember where she is, but she is going back to her other name.
Okay, well, I would definitely like to see that because I haven't seen her in so long. But go ahead and take us into that next match there, Dragon Viper.
Next match was Doudrop versus Tamina, with the winner being Tamina.
Tamina. So This is kind of interesting because for the longest time we were actually saying, exactly what is her name? Is her name actually Dewdrop? But right now you can see that she's going by Dewdrop. And didn't you think it's kind of funny that, when like Dewdrop loses, then Alexa Bliss will come out and start saying, and the loser of the match is Eva Marie, because always when she wins a match, she comes out and says the winner is Eva Marie
herself.
So
Yeah.
it's the Lily Lucian. Let's not forget about the Lily Lucian that is going on. I love it.
I do too.
I love where this whole thing is going. I think the thing that I'm disappointed in right now is that they've really been building up like Alexa's character, but they've been having her lose all these matches, and it hasn't been making any sense to me whatsoever. I feel like the momentum should be there, but it's not. Because it's weird. They had her lose the Money in the Bank match, which I thought for sure she was gonna win that one.
Yeah.
I thought for sure. But then when she actually gets in these matches, it's like she doesn't last very long, and she's only in there for like a couple minutes, and then she gets taken out, and that's it. But let's get to a few of these comments. This one's Christy Wilson. See, so it says Mia Yim was supposed to be on SmackDown. Christy Wilson, I would rather that Dewdrop go back to her other ring name, Piper Niven, and turn on Eva Marie. She is too good to be associated with someone as talentless as Eva Marie. And that's another thing, too. Like, all of a sudden, they brought back Eva Marie out of nowhere and Zelina Vega out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I honestly, for the longest time, didn't even know that, like, I don't want to get into the whole Zelina Vega thing yet. We can get into it on SmackDown. So we'll just stick to the Eva Marie thing right now. But Eva Marie, in the first place, I didn't think that she was really all that talented. And it actually surprised me when they brought her back, especially so you go out and you cut like a Ruby Riott, but you keep a Eva Marie?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even
Okay.
Marie needs to go.
But it's kind of weird though too, because it's like Dewdrop does all the work. Dewdrop and Eva Marie with the tag team. Dewdrop does it all. But you can kind of see where this rivalry going between Alexa Bliss and Lily, and then Eva Marie and Dewdrop. So it's going to be a tag team match. I can kind of foresee that coming, but is Alexa Bliss going to actually have a tag team partner, or is it simply going to be Alexa Bliss and Lily versus Dewdrop and Eva Marie?
I heard there's talk a wrestler is going to be Lily.
Yeah,
They're not saying who.
No, they're definitely not saying who yet, but it's going to be.
They're rumoring it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't said who yet, and I know there's several divas out there that have said they would be willing to do it. They've wanted to do it, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to do it. And so you could kind of see Alexa again at the end of it. Again, come out after all that. That's why I brought up the whole Lily and Alexa Bliss thing, because she made her appearance afterwards and started laughing and doing her whole little gimmick again, which I like to see. So we have some comments here. Christy Wilson, I remember Piper from NXT, and she's great. I can see Dewdrop turning on Eva and teaming up with Bliss. I don't know that one yet. I don't see Dewdrop teaming up with Alexa Bliss. Christy Wilson, big question: who is going to be the human version of Lily? That's kind of what we're talking about right here. It's questionable at this point. I have no idea, because for the longest time, Nikki's name was kind of thrown around out there too, but then she became Nikki Ash, and that all changed. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. But Dragon Viper, how about this next match on Raw?
Well, before I get to that, I wanted to say something about Chris's comment about the human version of Lily. There were like 3 names that was mentioned about who it could have been. It was Nikki, it was Sasha. Now it's down to it could possibly be Liv Morgan. Because right now they don't have much for Liv Morgan, so they're thinking that a big possibility it could be Liv Morgan as the human version of Lily. So, and that's the latest rumor I heard about it. It's a rumor, not true, but who knows?
Yeah.
Well, no, but that is something that I actually heard too. Was that it could very well possibly be Liv Morgan because she does need something to do. Because right now they don't have much for Liv Morgan, and I know that they've been trying to build her up, and there just hasn't been anything there yet.
Especially with Ruby Riott gone.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm saying Becky and Christy Wilson saying Candice LeRae. I mean, Becky, scratch it, because Becky's going to be – she's kind of too big of a piece to put her in a Lily role. Candice LeRae, possibility, because she's not kind of up there. She's not really that –
I kind of see more Liv.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and take us into that next match.
The next match was Damian Priest and Ricochet versus Morrison and Sheamus, with the winners being Priest and Ricochet.
And you know what? These two, I'm not going to lie, these two make an excellent tag team.
They do.
Ricochet and Damian Priest, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dragon Viper, what'd you think of this match overall?
I thought it was amazing. Match of the night. Damian, it's like what you said, Damian Priest and Ricochet make a great tag team. I mean, they're both really good. Priest is a big guy, but he could still fly like he's a cruiserweight, like he's real light. And Ricochet, same thing. He's smaller, but he could still fly around. Amazing match. I loved it. And to see, Sheamus and Morrison get beat. And, I like Morrison, but, I don't know. I like Priest and Ricochet better. So I was happy to see Priest and Ricochet actually win the match. And these two, Priest and Ricochet, need to go somewhere with this team. They don't need to do it like a once or twice kind of thing. They actually, if they don't want to put them in singles matches for titles, let's get them together in a tag team and run them for a while.
Ricochet, I'm telling you, is a guy that I could watch wrestle match after match after match because he's so talented. It's just like Damian Priest. But you can also say that about John Morrison. You can say it about Sheamus. Those two are super talented also. So that's why I thought that this was definitely, you can almost consider this one, just like you said, almost like match of the night, because there was so much talent in this ring that I was like, wow, there was some awesome moments in this match.
There were.
Johnny Drip Drip. We love
And normally you don't hear me say that all four competitors are awesome and it's an amazing match. Normally you don't hear me say that. So
No. And no, for you, definitely. That's not something you hear you very much say at all. But you can't take away exactly what happened in this match because it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see exactly. You can kind of see that Damian Priest is probably going to end up facing Sheamus. Yep. I can pretty much see it. Is Sheamus going to finally drop the U.S. title? Possibly. But I do feel like Sheamus is one of those guys that kind of deserve kind of another championship run, like with a bigger championship. I'm not talking about the U.S. I'm talking about a bigger championship overall, like the WWE title. I think Sheamus is another one that deserves another crack at the title. And I think Damian Priest is going to get there. I think Ricochet will get there. And to me, John Morrison should almost be considered as one of those top guys at some point that should be able to actually have a run at the top part two of the title. But Chris, what was your thoughts on this match?
No, like you guys said, it was, one of the best matches of the night. All four in the ring are very talented, high flyers. I kind of feel like we're going to have new champions, a couple new champions at the end of SummerSlam, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with Sheamus's title.
All right, so we have a few comments that are rolling in here. We have Christy Wilson who's saying that she loves Priest and Ricochet too. Both guys are cool. They are. Hopefully this tag team will keep going. And then you have Amy who's saying, I hope so because Priest deserves it. You know, the interesting thing about Priest, though, he does deserve it, but he was like out of the picture for so long, and then they slowly brought him back in. And so now they're slowly giving him a chance to at least actually like wrestle in matches again, which I kind of really like. He's a guy that needs to be in matches, deserves it, and is talented. So, Dragon Viper, let's go ahead and take us into that next match.
Next match was Riddle versus Omos, with no surprise winner being Omos.
Omos, man, I'll tell you what, that is a big dude. Like he's a guy that I would love to see a match. Too bad Braun Strowman was released because I would love to see Omos versus Strowman. That would be awesome. That would absolutely be awesome. So we kind of know. I don't know exactly when the Viper Randy Orton is coming back. The rumor's saying tomorrow. That's what the rumors are saying.
They also said last
week too.
Yeah. And yeah. Oh, okay. So William Hudson. So William Hudson is coming out saying Kevin Nash is helping to train Omos.
Oh, wow.
You know what? That would make sense, though. Yeah. That would definitely make sense because you see a lot of Kevin Nash in Omos and some of the stuff that Omos does in the ring. It definitely makes sense. So I'm glad that William Hudson is saying that because I definitely see that now. And so Christy Wilson is saying that match was way too one-sided. Omos is too big. But that's why they're doing this, though. If Randy Orton does not come back tomorrow, I can tell you that I could almost be like Riddle's going to challenge, AJ Styles and Omos and be like, we're going to take you on at SummerSlam. And then be like, I'm going to have a surprise partner. And that's when Randy Orton happens to come back. I'm just saying, I could see that. And welcome in Big B. Big B, welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic. But Dragon Viper, go ahead and give me your thoughts overall on this match.
Yo, any match where Riddle loses, that's a great match, Big guy. I like Omos. And even though a lot of his matches are definitely one-sided, I still like it. So,
what would be kind of cool though is how Kevin Nash was the Super Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
They should change Omos's name to the Shredder in the ring. Since he's being trained by Kevin Nash, change his name to the Shredder. That would be awesome. But Chris, what was your thoughts on this match?
I think I said in the group chat one day when I saw this poster from Ron that Riddle was going up against Omos. I'm like, oh, he's in trouble. Riddle's in trouble. I figured he was going to lose this match. But it was a good match overall. Felt bad for Riddle.
Big B, how about you?
I got to kind of, Chris kind of nailed it. I mean, when we saw the match, we figured he was going to lose. I actually thought Randy Orton was going to come out and get involved. So that kind of shocked me. But, without Orton getting involved, I did not see Riddle winning it. I kind of wanted Riddle to just so I could rub it in Viper's face on how good he is. But, it wasn't a shocker to me.
We even thought that Orton was going to come out and give Riddle a scooter.
Oh, yeah. It was going to be a gold-plated scooter with some big rims on there and a boombox on the back. I mean...
Well, that's kind of been the whole speculation about, Randy Orton's going to be coming back. He was supposed to come back last week. Now the speculation that he's coming back this week. Speculation... Who knows? Like I said, it could be SummerSlam before Randy Orton actually comes back. But it's going to be Randy Orton and Matt Riddle against AJ Styles and and Omos, which I'm telling you now, I do believe that you're going to see the titles change hands.
Yep,
really
and
do.
somebody's going to have a new Randy RK Bro T-shirt coming forward.
No, it's
So-
not. happening.
So William Hudson. So we'll start with Amy, who's saying, "Hey, Big B." Then William Hudson saying, "Big B in the house." Well, that was actually Christy Wilson. William Hudson was saying, "Big B," and then William Hudson is also saying,
I got fans.
"You have fans." And then William Hudson is also saying, "Riddle needs tights and boots. I hate the flip flops thing."
Yes,
That
Yes.
kind of been
I like
getting
the
old.
flip-flop.
yes.
But he wrestles barefoot, though. That's
Yeah.
something that you don't see very often.
I don't think we've seen it since Snuka days.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Von
saying,
Erich, so
They tried that with Rusev too, and that didn't work out very well. They made
know.
him wear boots.
I know, but
yeah,
I
but
like
it's
it.
different, though. It's different.
It is.
it is different, but yeah, they can give him more of a Randy Orton look, with some boots and tights.
So yeah, so I want to let everybody know, welcome in the actual leader of the RK Bro Club, which is actually Dragon Viper. He is the president of that RKO club.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
founder.
Don't deny it.
Oh,
The founder, CEO, and everything of the RK Bro fan club. But
No.
anyways, Dragon Viper, go ahead and take us into that next match on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, let's move on now. Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee again, with the winner this time being Keith Lee.
Keith Lee I was actually shocked he actually got a victory. He actually got it there. So it's going to be interesting now to see if they're going to actually keep Karrion Kross on Raw. I know if they're going to do that, Karrion Kross is going to have to drop the title. He's going to have to in NXT. But it was kind of good to see Keith Lee actually get a victory. It was nice because Keith Lee is another one of those guys too that you could actually see him kind of in the upper tier and actually get a title shot at some point too. He's one of those guys that you could potentially see it. But Big B, I'll start with you. What was your overall thoughts on this match?
well, yeah. If they're going to keep Cross up in the main roster, he's got to drop the title. So that kind of speculates the Samoa Joe Karrion Kross match at the next takeover. What's going to happen there? I'm happy for Lee. He's been back. I even think before he left due to injury, I think he was kind of on a losing streak there. So it's kind of nice to see him get back in the ring and win a match. I don't know what they're going to do now, with Kross and him, or if they're going to split up, but I guess we'll wait and see. But overall, good match. Ace, like you said, Keith Lee could definitely vie for one of the big titles. I mean, I can see him making a run at the IC title or US title first, but I mean, I can see him being a champ down the road.
He's definitely, for a big guy, the guy can definitely wrestle. So actually, so actually thinking about it, since William Hudson is on here, William Hudson, at any point you get a chance, after the show's over, hit me up and let me know if you have an autograph of Keith Lee. I'm really curious about that. So if anybody wants to know, you can actually purchase WWE autographs from what they call the Brew Bros, and it's William Hudson and Ben Bowman. So you can actually catch them on the Brew Bros.
Don't they do action figures too, or just autographs?
They do action figures. They do cards, autographs. They just do wrestling stuff all together. So
good for them.
So Crispy Bacon, what was your thoughts on this?
I'm glad for Keith Lee getting a victory. It's been a while for him to get a win under his belt, and I would actually. We were talking about Omos earlier. It'd be interesting to see Keith Lee and Omos go at it.
Yeah, it would be. Dragon Viper, how about you?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. I was glad to see Keith Lee win. And the thing with Karrion, I think what they're trying to do is the same thing that they did with Owens, with Kevin Owens. They have him on the main roster with the NXT title just to try him out to see how he does. and they may end up doing what they did with Owens and have him drop the title in NXT, and they come to the main roster and go from there. So I'm just waiting for that moment. But overall on that match, yeah, it was pretty good. I was glad to see Keith win it, and we'll see what happens with those two.
So we have some comments rolling in here. I'm saying I was happy for Keith Lee. Christy Wilson is saying poor guys are getting buried. Karrion Kross and Keith Lee are just too good and both deserve better. They do. They definitely deserve better. And then Christy Wilson is also saying if Kross does drop the NXT title and goes to the main roster, Scarlett needs to go with him because his gimmick works better with her by his side. I completely agree. I completely agree with that. He does need Scarlett by his side. His character's so much better with that. William Hudson is also saying Keith Lee got a huge pop Friday in a dark match, like building, shaking pop. And so just to clarify, William Hudson would actually know that because he was actually live at the event on Friday. So when he says the dark match, like the huge
that's
pop,
like the pre
he
match.
would know that. No, the dark match is like after. Is like
they do some before, some after. I mean,
yeah. So
but Karrion Kross needs Scarlett just like Randy Orton needs Riddle.
Oh yeah,
No,
definitely. And then Christy Wilson. So Christy Wilson is also saying, I want Keith Lee to become a champion. He is really good. I completely agree with you on that one too.
He will.
So Dragon Viper, let's move on.
Sounds good. Next one is Reggie versus Tozawa. Winner being Reggie.
Quick
match.
A quick and interesting match. To me, this is kind of a waste. I don't know. This to me was kind of a waste of time. You can kind of see that the fans. Yeah, it's definitely a filler. But you can think of a different filler if you ask me. You're gonna waste it with the 24/7 championship, which to me, when you think about it, it's basically just like the hardcore championship. That's pretty much what it was, because the hardcore title can be defended any place, anytime, and now that's what they're doing with this. And so this is definitely a filler. They're trying to build up Reginald to kind of show his skill a little bit in the ring, but he's only done a few things, just flips and his little finisher to where he flips on Tozawa. That's pretty much about it. So I really didn't have much to say on this match, to be perfectly honest. But Big B, did you have anything to say about this?
No, I mean, it's a filler. I mean, Reginald could jump out of the gymnasium and do flips and all that acrobatic stuff. So I would actually like to see him go up with somebody like, a Rey Mysterio or even a Ford, and watch them guys fly around. Or even, some of the, I'm blanking on some of the high flyers they got now.
Ricochet.
But this
Morrison.
one, Ricochet was the one I was thinking of. So, even Morrison. But, it was just a filler for me. I mean, the excitement was good on Reggie's part, but after that, I mean, they could have done something different.
Yeah, that was pretty much about it at that point. But, Chris, what did you think?
No, Reggie's good and talented, but not much going on with that match. So,
all right, Dragon Viper.
Yeah, I got the same opinion. I mean, nothing much. He's got some flips, that are nice, but not much with that match. Just a time filler.
Yeah, I really didn't have much to say about that. So we can actually move on to that next match.
The next match is the main event: Nikki Ash versus Charlotte Flair in a no-holds-barred match, with the winner being Nikki Ash.
Now, to start out with this one, it kind of did surprise me a little bit that Nikki Ash won. To be perfectly honest, I really didn't think that she was going to win. I thought that, and I thought that if she did win, that there was going to be like a lot of interference. Like, to be perfectly honest, I thought that there was going to be a ton of interference, and you actually did not really see that. But like who would have thought maybe Becky Lynch, came out and interfered or whatever. But we still didn't see it. So who knows when Becky Lynch is actually coming back. But Big B, go ahead and give me your thoughts on this match overall.
Yeah, I'm with the Ace. I thought, there was going to be interference and maybe a no contest where Nikki Ash would have kept the title, but having her outright win it was kind of shocking to me. Becky Lynch coming out. I don't know when we're going to see her or what brand we're going to see her on, so that's kind of a mystery. To not have Ripley get involved, that was kind of more of a shocker to me than anything, really. So,
yeah,
it was. I mean, Nikki Ash took a beating.
Yeah, and Christy Wilson is saying the same thing. She said that she was actually surprised that Nikki Ash won clean and flat out. That's what she was surprised about. So Dragon Viper, it looks like you're shaking your head yes. So it sounds like you're thinking the same exact thing. Like you were surprised too that she won clean and flat out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I was shocked about that. I mean, I'm wondering why Ripley didn't come out, because I didn't think that Ripley was done with the championship, done with trying to go for the title. I don't know if they're trying to focus more on, Nikki and Charlotte or trying to show that Nikki's better than Charlotte, but it did surprise me that Ripley did not come out. And that's the one person I thought would have come out and had something to do with this match, but it didn't happen. So I agree. I was shocked.
Well, it is a triple threat match, though, at SummerSlam. It is a triple threat match.
Yeah, but she didn't have any interference whatsoever with this match. So
No.
I think she's just trying to keep it, stay calm, don't ruffle any feathers, so to speak. Just get prepared.
Well, I think this week we'll see Ripley and a Nikki Ash match, because you got to think Charlotte's going to say something how she's fought the last 2 weeks and now Ripley had. So I see some kind of match being built for tomorrow.
But Ripley did wrestle. She just wrestled in a different match.
Oh, that's right, she did.
Yeah,
she did, but
it just wasn't against. Yeah, it just wasn't against Nikki Ash.
Yeah,
that hasn't stopped anybody before. So
no, it definitely hasn't. But it's just because Big B was saying that Charlotte might come out and be like, because Ripley
I forgot she wrestled.
And so I was coming out saying Ripley did wrestle. It just wasn't against Nikki Ash.
Yeah, I forgot she wrestled Nia Jax.
All right, yeah, it completely true. So that was the main event on Monday Night Raw. So now we'll go ahead and we'll jump into a little bit of Friday Night SmackDown. We got to talk about that head of the table and, the old bloodline, and then Dragon Viper. Let's not forget, we have to talk about the whole Embrace Division with a little bit of Seth freaking Rollins, because we know how they roll. But, all right, Dragon Viper, take us into that first match on Friday Night SmackDown.
First match on SmackDown was Dominic Mysterio versus Jey Uso. The winner was Jey Uso.
And you see that the Mysterios are getting their rematch again at SummerSlam. Why you sit there and you shake your head, but you knew
it was going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to. But this is the thing when you think about it, though. Okay, I know we've given crap to Dominic Mysterio forever. Okay, to Dominic Mysterio, we've all known how good Rey Mysterio has always been. He's been the ultimate underdog that has always been able to rise above so many people, to rise above and win the championship. Dominic, we've always said, was young. He wasn't quite ready, but he's starting to step up and he's getting better. I'm giving Dominic that credit right now. He's getting better in the ring. So I've actually been okay with watching Dominic and Rey in the ring as the father-son duo. I've been okay with it. I like this rivalry between the Mysterios and the Usos. I think it's actually been pretty good. But you're sitting here and you're shaking your head, so then you go ahead and give me your thoughts on it. If you think I'm wrong, then tell me why I'm wrong.
No. Okay, for one, you're right. I did see a rematch happening at SummerSlam. I did see it. I'm not surprised on that. It just I don't know. I'm so irritated with Dominic Mysterio. I would rather see Ray go in it alone against the Usos than have Mysterio be in it. He still doesn't impress me. He still doesn't. Um, I still don't think he's good enough. I really don't. And I see the reasoning now. I see the reasoning. Okay, I see the reasoning on why they're doing this. It's because Ray wants to continue to wrestle with his son, which I admit, if I had a son and I, was a wrestler,
Exactly.
I would want my son to wrestle with me. But on the other hand, he should be a little better than I think he is, and he isn't that great still. So I don't know. It just annoys me, and yeah. So
you're telling me you'd rather watch a 2-on-1 match than a straight up 2-on-2 match? You'd rather watch a handicap match?
That's how it seems to me. That's how it feels to me when Dominic is in that ring. That it's all Ray, and then Dominic is just there to pick up with what all the hard work that Ray put into the match. So that's what I think.
You know what? You were doing so good tonight, and then you just completely killed it. You had one live show where you're doing excellent, and then you went into your little tangent right there, and you completely killed it, man. I'm like, oh my, you got to be kidding me. All right, but Big B, your thoughts?
I mean, the rivalry is good. I mean, I'll give Ace credit on that. I mean, he nailed that. WWE's got something going with these guys right now.
Yeah.
Dominic's growing on me some. I think he still needed time in NXT, but they wrote him in. It's working for him. Not long ago, we all thought that Dominic was going to turn on Ray, and that kind of got scrapped with the Buddy Murphy stuff. So, I don't know if they're just now writing it in that, they're going to keep these guys as a tag team, which is working. I mean, fans are liking it. Dominic's getting ring work in, and, so I got to kind of disagree with Viper that, of it not working, but we'll see what happens in SummerSlam. But the match was good. I mean, Ray, cost him the match, but, it is what it is. So we'll see what SummerSlam brings.
So it is kind of interesting here, though, because we do have some comments that are rolling in, and we actually have somebody who's actually agreeing with Dragon Viper out there. So we'll start up with that the rematch between the Usos and the Mysterios was inevitable, which was coming from Christy Wilson, and then William Hudson was saying that Dominic needs a mask, which, if he's going to be like the lucha like his father is, I completely agree. A mask is something he needs, because that the lucha side has masks. So that's definitely
he needs to get rid of that outfit that makes him look like some kind of robot or something. I don't know. I don't like his outfit.
And then Larissa Thompson saying, in WCW, Ray went maskless for a while. I do remember that. He actually did lose that one match to where he had to take a mask off. And then
I believe it was against Chavo.
Yeah, and then he had to wrestle for a little while without it. And then Christy Wilson saying that she's cheering for Ray and Dominic. And then Amy saying that Dominic is pretty good. Randy doesn't know what he's talking about. And then William Hudson. So now it jumps into William Hudson, who he's saying, I'm not impressed with Ray Jr. either. Put a mask on him and have him hit Ray with the chair 10 or 12 times. I like that. No, I like that. I actually think that's actually pretty big. That would be good TV right there. As much as I think the Mysterios make a good tag team, it would definitely make for great TV to have maybe Dominic hit Mysterio, I don't know, 10 or 12 times and turn on him. I mean, it'd be interesting. And then
I think Randy would throw a party if that happens.
And then Chris, pull up Larissa Thompson's comment here at the very bottom. And only if it wasn't for his father would he be where he is now
No.
on his own. No, definitely
Exactly.
not. I agree with you because we had talked about that before.
Mhm.
We said if it wasn't for Ray, Dominic Mysterio would not be this far up there yet. Because
No, he wouldn't be that far up there. I mean, he'd definitely
No.
be NXT brand or.
Yeah, he would still be in NXT. And so, and I think that that's why a lot of people are kind of angry because he kind of got pushed up there a little bit faster than anybody else did because he was Rey Mysterio's son. And I think that that was really the key thing about it. But, all right, Dragon Viper, let's jump into that next match.
The next match is Nakamura versus Apollo Crews for the IC title. The winner was Nakamura by disqualification because of Aziz.
That was actually, I don't think it was actually for the title. I think it was for a.
It was like a
championship contenders match.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
right,
which
right.
is it's a championship contenders match which they're considering if you win, you get a title shot. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
and
okay.
so
That's what it
yeah,
was.
so at this
like,
point, at this point, I'm saying that Nakamura deserves a title shot of something. He deserves the Intercontinental title. For the longest time, I actually thought that Nakamura was talented enough to where he should have actually won either the Undisputed title or the WWE Championship. When he won the Royal Rumble, I thought now is going to be his chance. But then he lost at WrestleMania and actually didn't win the belt when I thought he should have. But overall, this has actually. I'm glad that the rivalry between Nakamura and Corbin has ended, and now it's Nakamura and Crews because I think that this is a good rivalry. They're both talented, and this actually made for a good match. And I'm glad that Nakamura, I believe, will finally end up taking the title off of Crews, which Nakamura rightfully deserves it. And so Crispy Bacon, Crispy Bacon, you can start out with this.
Nakamura had it before, then it got taken away with Strowman, and then, I guess, taken back and then lost it. So, yeah, he deserves it. I think they need to have a match without Aziz in there. They need to have some kind of stipulation where he cannot be near the ring at all. But, I mean, it was a good match, I thought.
Mm-hmm. So let me get to a few of these comments quick before I get to Dragon Viper and Big B. So Larissa Thompson was saying with Charlotte Flair, it's different because she made her own, which I'm going to tell you right now, she did make her own. I will come out and say that now. I know a lot of people will say she didn't because of her dad, but I'll tell you, Charlotte Flair did make her own self. Like, she is who she is because of her. She is very, very talented. She's probably she's not. Huh? No, she's talented.
She's talented, but she's I mean, there's been reports, and she's even stated that she's doing this not because of who her father is, it's because of her brother that passed away.
Yeah.
So that's why she picked up wrestling, because she never wanted to in the first place. So.
But she's so good. Like, she's
so
freaking good in the ring.
It was like a hidden talent. It was like a hidden talent that she didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And then Christy Wilson is saying, I'm sick of Apollo Crews as IC champ. His gimmick bugs the hell out of her. And then Larissa Thompson saying Apollo Crews is self-righteous. William Hudson, Knock is another truly believable champion. He could legit beat down half. He could. Like, he's one of those truly believable champions that at some point I feel like he needs to have the belt. And then Christy Wilson saying, hi, Sarge. So we'll welcome in Sarge. Even I'm saying, hey, Sarge. So we're talking about the Nakamura and Crews match. What'd you think, Sarge? What'd you think of that match?
It was okay. I think pretty much Nakamura had to pretty much put the match on his shoulders. That's how I felt, because he's so talented, and I'm still not sold on Apollo Crews all the way with that. So I just didn't like the ending of it. So that's my
thought. I got a question before we switch.
Yeah.
Do you think Boogs will be involved at some point?
Bugs. Bugs. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think he's kind of involved now a little bit because he plays his guitar at random times. But Dragon Viper, let's take this to you. What did you think?
I didn't like it.
His typical. Well, I didn't like it. Yeah.
No, I thought it was okay. There's some of me, that did like it a little bit. It would be so much better. There's two things that I know for a fact. One, Cruz can't win a single match by himself without help.
Exactly.
That's one thing I know of. The other thing I know of is Cruz needs to get rid of that title. Somebody needs to come in and take the title from him. Big E couldn't really do it. Maybe Nakamura can. I'm not a big Nakamura fan, but I want to see him take the title from Cruz. It was an okay match. Just I'm so irritated by, Cruz getting help to win. He can't do it alone.
That's what I'm saying about him being away from the ring.
Big B, how about you?
I mean, it was a decent match. I mean, I'm kind of reading the comments here, and I kind of like Cruz's old gimmick. This gimmick is kind of, I don't know.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be Nakamura that takes the title off of Cruz. I think Big E's going to cash in and be the first to cash it in on the IC title.
No.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, because he keeps saying that he wants his namesake back, which I don't get. So
yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Either.
So, but outside of that, I mean, both guys are pretty talented in the ring. I mean, yeah, they need to get what's his face out of there so we can see a one-on-one match. But other than that, it was a decent match.
Yeah, and so William Hudson saying the point of the IC belt has always been to prepare guys to be world champion, and Cruz doesn't fit that mold. I agree. Cruz does not fit that mold at all. Like he's not that guy. He doesn't fit that mold.
He's not championship material.
And then Christy Wilson believes that Big E's going to cash in on Roman, and then Larissa Thompson saying maybe Big E misses the pancakes. Maybe he does.
Maybe the group, yeah. He misses.
Yeah, maybe he does, but he could also jump over to Raw too. Who knows? He could jump over to Raw and cash in on either Goldberg or Lashley. I'm definitely waiting to see that.
The draft is, I think, August. Well, it starts August 30th.
Yeah, so who knows? He could get drafted back to Raw. But Dragon Viper, what was that next match of the night?
Next match of the night was Tegan Nox versus Tamina, with the winner being Tegan Nox.
I'm so glad that Tegan Nox is actually up on the big stage now. I'm glad to see it. Like Tegan Nox and Toni Storm. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, and Blackheart, yeah, absolutely. Now the Divas Revolution is actually getting a lot better now. So Dragon Viper, you can go ahead and kick this off. What'd you think?
No, with it being a quick match, I thought it was pretty good, especially when, Blackheart used that tank on Tamina. So I don't know what they're doing about the women's tag titles yet because of Natalya being out, but yeah, it was an okay match for it being quick.
So William Hudson, I will say that I actually agree with you on that. He's saying that Big E is going to cash in on Goldberg. I actually kind of feel that's what's going to happen. I believe Goldberg's going to
just want it to happen.
No, I'm saying I truly feel that that's what's going to happen. Like people are saying he's going to cash in on Roman, but I don't think it's going to happen. I truly think that Goldberg's going to beat Lashley, and then Big E is going to cash in on Goldberg. I think that that's more of the realistic thing. I don't think it's going to be Cena or Roman, to be perfectly honest. I think it's going to be on Goldberg. But Big B, what was your thoughts on this match?
Oh, God. I think it's getting cold outside because I'm agreeing with Viper here. Even though it was a quick match, it was pretty decent. Yeah. I I mean, with Natalia out, what do they do with the tag titles? You know, are they going to enforce the 30-day clause or not? Or is she going to be back before that? But it's nice to see some of these women get up there and get some ring time in, and we get to see who they are outside of watching NXT. So, and Tamina just, I think it's just her namesake that's keeping her around, because I think if it was anybody else, she'd be hitting the unemployment line.
Mhm.
I agree with you, because she finally got her, her tag team championship, just a championship in general that she actually deserved. But
Yeah.
I do understand that Shotzi had to assist her to beat Tamina. I completely understand it. But Big B, I agree with you too that in general, it's actually surprised me that Tamina's still there for as long as she had, and it's because of her name. But Sarge, what was your thoughts on this match?
Man, I love Nox and Shotzi's gimmick. I love it a lot. It reminds me of back in the day when D-Generation X kind of invaded Raw with the tank and everything else. And I just love the little foam missile just firing at random people at random times. It was a pretty decent match. I wish it allowed more time with it. We got the old school pin roll up, and yes, William Hudson, I did see Tamina carrying the 2 belts on that during that match. So I am going to predict that we might see some new tag team champs here very shortly.
Yeah, I think it's coming because
Mhm.
Natalia's actually, I believe Natalia's out right now with an injury, I do think.
Yeah.
So because she's out with an injury, Tamina might have to go about this on her own. And so I do think that you're going to see some new tag team champions. But, all right, Dragon Viper, take us into that next one.
Next one was Street Profits versus Dirty Dogs, and the winners being the Street Profits.
Because the Street Profits are finally back together after Montez
Very
Ford being
entertaining.
out for a little while.
Yeah,
And
a couple weeks.
and Larissa Thompson saying Natty's cat broke its tail. Yeah. So with that, Crispy Bacon, what'd you think of this match?
I like the Street Profits. I mean, I'm glad they're back together, and hopefully they get a title shot again too. They had it one other time, but
They will.
Yeah.
They'll get back
Oh,
up
yeah.
there again. But right now, because they've been gone, they're gonna kind of have to jump back a little bit to the back of the line and wait till the Usos and Mysterios do their thing, and then once their
Yeah.
thing's over, you'll start seeing. You might see the Dirty Dogs back in it. You might see the Street Profits back in it. You just never know at this point. But Dragon Viper, what'd you think?
I didn't care for it.
Like it. Yeah, exactly.
Joel said it right there. I didn't care for it. I actually, to be honest, I really didn't watch it because I didn't care about either team. So, someone else.
They don't care about you.
Well,
Oh.
so it's interesting though because we have a few comments here to where Christy Wilson, she's saying I want the smoke, and then Larissa Thompson saying the Street Profits remind her of her crime time.
Yep.
You know what? Yeah, it's true when you think about it.
Yeah.
Chad and JTG, yeah, they kind of reminds me a little bit of Crime Time. And then William Hudson saying Street Profits way better live than on TV. I'm a critic, and
I bet.
I was impressed. Yeah, I'm sure they probably are. Montez Ford looks like he has a lot of talent though.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
truly, he really does. So Sarge, what'd you think of this match?
You know what? One of my favorite tag teams is the Dirty Dogs because I just love the name, and Ziggler and Rude are great, talented wrestlers and so forth. I enjoy the match. I mean, like, hey. Okay. So, like, Montez Ford, his frog splash is amazing. Like, the area that he can get on that and able to adjust in midair also on some of those. I mean, it is amazing, and I enjoy it, even though one of my favorite tag teams lost. So,
Big B, how about you?
No, it was a good match. I mean, high flying. I I like 3 of the 4 guys that were involved in this match. I won't say which one I don't like because I don't want Ace to throw his headset and walk off. So,
So
but I mean, outside of that, I mean,
Ziggler's
Ford,
overrated.
yeah, Ford, Ford can jump out of buildings and stuff like that, and I mean, we've all seen it. Sarge said it. He can do the splash and in midair change direction. I see Ford definitely. If and when he goes solo, he'll be a heavyweight champ down the road. So, outside of that, it was a good match. I mean, both teams are really good. I do like the Dirty Dog name. I just don't like one of the people on there.
Ziggler.
So Larissa Thompson is saying, I wonder who would win, Bianca or Ford.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's
We might have talked that on the 4 Bros. I mean,
that's another day, another time.
That's a good question. Dragon Viper, if you mention Ziggler and overrated one more time, I swear to God, I will cactus
overrated.
I will. You're killing me right now. You're killing me. You come down here trying to tell me that Dolph Ziggler is overrated. You have got to be freaking kidding me. You've got to be kidding me.
Maybe he's underrated.
You have officially lost your wrestling card forever, Dragon Viper.
Well,
That.
Orton's just right beneath him as being overrated. So
Hey,
above Orton.
All right.
No, that's the middle.
So, all right. So let's go ahead and jump into
Yes,
the next one, please.
Lisa, you are so right.
Yes, you are right. Bianca Belair versus Zelina Vega, with the winner being Belair.
Belair. But to be perfectly honest, did really anybody think that Zelina Vega was going to win this match? There was no way. No way. No. Because you know that they're building up right now for Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, which I'm telling you, I think Sasha Banks is going to win the belt back. But when you look at this one anyway, Zelina Vega being in this match actually kind of surprised me because they like brought her back, and I never knew that she was actually kind of a so-called like in-ring performer, but it kind of surprised. She's not like super talented. Maybe it'll take her a little bit time and she'll kind of learn, but I don't know. It did not surprise me that Bianca won this match. So Big B, I'll start out with you in this one.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 ladies cut a decent promo to start off the match, but Belair for sure was going to win it. Vega, I think she's better suited as a valet. I don't think she's got much of a wrestling career ahead of her. So that's all I got to say on that.
So William Hudson, his comment saying Vega came back to WWE to lose every match. Apparently, that's what it's looking like right now. It's looking like she's come back to lose every single match. What's different? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing different about that. So Sarge, then you tell me what you thought about this match.
You know what? Vega actually looked good during this match. It was a well thought out match, and Belair, I mean, she's very talented, and she will beat Ford. That's my take on that one. And that is for the Ford Bros later on. So that's my take. It was a good match. Belair is super talented, and I mean, you're right. It's going to build up for the Sasha, but Christy Wilson said Bianca will retain at SummerSlam. I will have to agree with that one because Bayley was supposed to be in that slot right there. But Vince McMahon, he's doing weird things lately, so I can be wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Big B, what did you think?
Oh, you already got me on that one.
No. About what Tim was saying about Bianca retaining.
Oh yeah, she'll retain.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see another triple threat down the road with Banks, Belair, and Bayley.
Well, Bayley's going to be out for a long time. So because of the torn ACL, she's going to be out for like 9 to 12 months. So she's going to be out for a long time. But Crispy Bacon, you go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, I don't think we saw anything different. Bianca Belair was going to win that match. I think down the line you might see if Selena Vega does, you know, have a winning streak going, which I really doubt that. You know, maybe a triple threat match or something. Maybe a triple threat match, you know, for like a championship contenders match. Either way, she's not going to win it, but I think they're going to try to win. You know, do something with her, or like Christy Wilson was saying, she's probably going to go to AEW.
What she's saying is she believes that Zelina is being punished because of her husband being in AEW. That's why.
But it's their fault.
It is
fire him.
I know it is their fault, but they feel like she might be being punished for it. And then the other comments that we have rolling in is Larissa saying, I think when it comes down to the match between Bianca and Sasha, I think that's when Becky will come out. It's a good possibility, which could in turn end up setting a triple threat matchup between Bianca, Becky, and Sasha. And then I want to welcome in April also. So welcome in April. Looks to me like Seth Rollins is biting off more than he can chew against Edge, which we're going to get to that. And then William Hudson is saying Belair is extremely over. Oh, she's extremely over with fans. I mean, the fans right now absolutely love Belair. And then April's always also saying, I really hope that John Cena dethrones Roman Reigns and finally becomes 17-time WWE. And I think that's coming too.
And then Big E will cash in.
No, I'm telling you, Big E.
I see it.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. But Dragon Viper, take us into that next match.
All right. The next match is the main event: Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, with the winner being Balor.
Well, we obviously knew that Finn Balor was going to win the match. So this is the one that I've kind of been wanting to talk about, because we can kind of see that Balor wants a shot at Roman Reigns. You know, we already know that Roman Reigns is wrestling John Cena at SummerSlam. We have people who are thinking that John Cena is going to win his 17th title at SummerSlam to break the record. But then we have others who are saying, no, they feel like John Cena is wrestling Roman Reigns to lose the match, to kind of the passing of the torch thing. So people are kind of thinking that this could go either way, which in return, maybe that's when it sets up the feud between Balor and Reigns, or it could go a completely different direction to where you could see actually Balor interfering in this match and costing Reigns the title, which I don't know. So,
or quickly get a triple threat match.
No,
kind of like what happened with, but kind of like what happened with Edge and.
No, the triple threat match is not going to happen unless it's Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
That's the only way. If it's Daniel Bryan, it happens. But if it's not Daniel Bryan, it doesn't happen. So I'm telling you, I don't see the triple threat match with Finn Balor and John Cena and Reigns. I don't see it. It's going to be Cena and Reigns one-on-one. I just think, if anything, if Reigns loses, it's going to be Balor kind of cost him the match, because he's going to come out and take out the Usos or something. But Big B, what was your thoughts on this?
I mean, it was predictable. This new Corbin character, I don't know. I kind of like they're throwing it together, I guess, you know, since he's lost the crowd. But Ballard up there, I mean, we know that he wants the title. I mean, he's made it plain and clear. So, Ace, I'm kind of with you. I think he's going to get involved somehow in this match. Is it to help Cena? Is it to help Roman? I don't know. I mean, Chris, I see your point too. There could be a triple threat down the road, maybe at the next pay-per-view if Roman holds on. Part of me wants Cena to win to break the record, but again, I think if he does, you know, Ace, I think, you know, even though I said it, Big E's going to cash in for the IC title, I think that's where he cashes in on. I mean, it's going to be on Cena, so...
I do want to see him win. I do. I think because I think right now people want to see him win it instead of Reigns retaining every time. I think that's the biggest thing. Let's get to a few comments here. So we have Christy Wilson, who's also saying, could the Universal title match at SummerSlam become a triple threat match? You have Larissa Thompson, who's saying, I want to see The Rock come back and confront Reigns. I think it's going to happen.
That is what I'm waiting for.
But I think it's going to happen at Survivor Series or it's going to happen at Mania. It's going to happen at one of the two things because I think that The Rock's
it's going to happen before Mania.
Yeah, because I think The Rock's going to come out and be like, you're calling yourself the head of the table, but you're forgetting about me who created you. And I think that's I really think that's what it's going to end. That's what it's going to end up being, is that The Rock saying he paved the way for Reigns to step in. And then so we have several, and this is from William Hudson, several times recently Cena has been referred to as the greatest of all time, especially Live Friday. They said that. I think he wins the Universal title, holds it for a short time, and drops it. I could see that because he could break it and then finally be like, okay, I'm officially retiring. At that point, I really think he could. I think that at that point, he could retire and be like, that's it. I've won my 17th title. I'm done. And then I'm saying I'm getting tired of Roman having the belt. It's time for a change and new champion. I'm right there with you. Christy Wilson. That's why I think Big E cashes in on Roman. And then April, I do see a triple threat match between Reigns, Cena, and Balor, only for the fact that Balor never lost the Universal Championship. He had to relinquish the championship because of injury. So, Dragon Viper, give me your thoughts on this match.
This match was okay. It was pretty quick. And I'm gonna say about this whole SummerSlam thing, with Roman and Cena, I think Cena's gonna win it. Here comes Big E cashing it in because he wants to retire. He wants to make a record-breaking 17th championship. He wants to retire because he's going to film a movie this month in Europe. So I don't think if he wins the title, I don't think he's going to hold it longer than a couple minutes when Big E comes in and takes out Cena and wins the title from Cena. So, and then Finn Balor, Finn Balor's going to try and get in there and go against who the champion is. And then, of course, Seth Rollins is going to come in, take out Edge, and then he's going to try and go for a title. So you've got like 4 guys right now wanting to go for the title. Who's gonna end up getting it in the next few months? I don't know.
It'll be a fatal 4-way.
no, not a fatal 4-way. But Sarge, what do you think?
I'm kind of looking at April's last comment about putting the title on Balor. I think he does need the title back since he was injured, since he was the first Universal Champion. That's my opinion on that one. But, it was a quick match just to build up the Roman Reigns and everything else. And I could see either going two ways. Either Cena wins it or Roman wins, then The Rock will finally come out because it's SummerSlam. So I can see that happening. And also, between Roman Reigns and John Cena, there's, instead of 5 moves, there's actually going to be 10 moves that we'll see. So
yes, we're going to actually see 10 between the two of them. So a few of the other comments we have here is that from Christy Wilson, many think that The Rock and Roman will face off at WrestleMania 2023. William Hudson saying the actual main event Friday night was Cena and the Mysterios versus Usos and Reigns after SmackDown went out. Yes, I do remember that. Because I do remember seeing a video too to where Roman actually walked off and actually left like the Usos high and dry or whatever. And I might have been wrong about that, but I thought I remember seeing that or reading something about it.
And I believe that was the same main event when they were here in Minneapolis too.
And then Christy Wilson saying, I still think the Usos will turn on Roman. I think at some point they probably will. That was the comment that we talked about with the whole Finn Balor thing between them. And then I'm saying, I just want to know out of you 5, who would be happy for Cena to win it?
I'd be
I
happy
would
to
be
anybody but
Yeah,
Roman.
I would be okay with it. As long as Roman loses the title, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah,
So-
Roman needs to get rid of the title.
So
Yeah,
I'd
here's
be
a
okay.
question.
I'd be okay with it if Cena's going to hold it for more than a day. But you know, I hate to agree with Randy again, but if Cena wins it, you know, just for that 17th time, I think it's going to be a little tarnished, and Big E's going to cash in right away.
So do you think if Roman loses, would the Usos turn on him?
No.
No.
I think
No,
if
they
Roman
can't turn on him right away.
I think if Roman loses the match, it could be potentially
Started.
because the Usos turned on Roman. I think that could be potentially a reason for it. April's also saying a few weeks ago after SmackDown Live went off there, Roman Reigns gave the fans the middle finger, which I honestly thought was disrespectful. We saw it with Charlotte
Yeah.
too at
Yeah.
at the pay-per-view. We saw that, and WWE was trying to cut away from that really, really fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, they
Bring
were
back
they were trying to
PG
really fast.
14.
PG-14, yeah, definitely. All right, so any final thoughts between anything that went on between Raw and SmackDown? Well, I know somebody brought up the fact of Seth Rollins and Edge, since they didn't wrestle. You know, we can just briefly talk about it really quick before we call it a night. But they said that they believe that Seth Rollins bit off more than he can chew with Edge. You know, we've seen Edge lose multiple matches as of late. You know, you saw him lose at Mania. You saw him lose again against Roman Reigns. Maybe, just maybe, he's going to actually win this match. I can see it. I can actually see him beating Rollins. I don't think that they brought Edge back just to sit here and lose match after match. I don't think
Or get beat up.
Yeah, I don't think that that's the case in any way. But how do you guys think this is going to end? Big B, what do you think?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I see this might be the old fashioned. We get 3 matches out of these guys, each winning one, and then we'll see another pay-per-view match, maybe a retirement match for Edge or something. So I see we get 3 good matches out of this little rivalry.
Yeah. Sarge, what do you think?
I have to agree with Big B on that one, but I do think that Rollins will win this first match if it does go into 3. Also, I want Rollins' suit. I think it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Embrace the vision, Seth Rollins. Embrace it. Chris, what do you think is going to happen?
I want Edge to win. I mean, he's had a long good career, and it'd be nice to get back on top. And being out for so long with a neck injury, coming back last year, so I'm hoping Edge.
It'll get there. Dragon Viper, How about you? And in April saying spear to Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. It's coming. Embrace the vision.
You know, I could see a little part of me thinks that Edge is going to win it because he kind of did get screwed over at WrestleMania. He should have won the title, I think, but I think that I honestly think that Seth Rollins is going to win it though.
So and I agree with William Hudson's comment here. Edge will gain momentum out of the feud with Seth and go on to one final title run. I do believe before his contract expires, he will get another title run because I don't know if he'll re-sign after this contract. He may not, but I think he'll probably retire after this officially, but I think he'll get one final run. So with that, normally we do our fantasy bookings, but tonight we went a little bit longer, so we're going to hold off on that. And
oh man, I got a good one too.
Right? I mean, if we can get all the fantasy bookings done in 7 minutes, if you guys think we can do that, with Dragon Viper saying no, there's no way we can. So we'll just go into next week. We ran over. So with that, for all of our new viewers out there, I want to say thank you to April for joining us tonight. Larissa, thank you. William, thank you again for bringing people to watch our show. Again, if you need any autographs or anything, hit up the Brew Bros with William Hudson and Ben Bowman. They're great to buy autos from. They have excellent stuff, not only autos, but just wrestling memorabilia and general. Oh, okay. And she's saying to call me Lou. So, okay, Lou, we will make sure we call you Lou. So thank you. Thank you very much for watching the show. William Hudson, thank you for enjoying the show. April, thank you. Amy, thank you. To basically whoever watched the show, thank you very much. And, of course, Christy Wilson. We'll go ahead and wrap it up really quick. We'll give everybody 30, 45 seconds. Crispy Bacon, we'll start out with you. What else do you have left to say?
Thank you guys for watching, commenting. Make sure to tune in to Coast to Coast. Every day we have great shows, great lineups. Cooking with Jody tomorrow in for Bros. So make sure to tune in. And I think we have another show at 5. I can't think, but
absolutely. And then Dragon Viper.
Just want to thank everybody for watching, and I hope everybody has a good night. Thank you for Chris for doing, the production as well as being on here. So, hope everybody has a good night.
All right, and then Big B.
Yeah, everybody's covered it. Thanks everybody for viewing, watching, commenting. It's always fun to hear you guys' comments. You'll see me again, 4 Bros maybe tomorrow night, but for sure on deck on Tuesday. Me and Dirk and probably Chris will break down some MLB action.
All right, Sarge.
All right, just want to say I do apologize coming on late. I was busy eating some tacos, so I do apologize for that. Thank you for watching the show. Share it. I love all the comments and everything else, and I think Big B, or actually I think Dragon Viper paid Big B to agree with him on some of the things.
I
he
really
would have to pay me a lot.
So we do have a few comments here that I really want to get to really quick before we hop off. April is saying, when it comes to Edge, don't underestimate the ultimate opportunist. Absolutely, Edge is that guy who'll just take his opportunity and run with it, and never underestimate him. And then Lou is asking, how often are we on? Now, if you're wondering about Between the Ropes, we come on every Sunday night. So if you're Eastern time, it would be 12 Eastern, 11 Central, and 9 Pacific.
9 Pacific.
But Coast to Coast Entertainment has shows every single day of the week. So we have anywhere from cooking shows to movie shows to music. We have sports shows. We have health and beauty shows. We have it all. And so we have shows every single night of the week. So you can always hop on our page and check it out. You'll see it when we go live. We have shows for everybody. So whatever you want to watch, we probably have it. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a message on Messenger, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. So with that, I really hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you next Sunday. And yes, we will, Lou, we will tag you on Sundays for the shows. If not, I'm sure that William Hudson will, but I will try and remember to tag you. April will say I will let you guys know what happens at SmackDown on Friday, August 20th. Okay, thank you very much. So, all right. So with that, everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you next Sunday for another episode of Between the Ropes. Have a great night.